Hello one and all, it's Nerdcraft here, bringing you Game 2 out of this Best of 3 series. Here, spawning on the western position of the Shattered Temple is going to be our blue Zerg player, dKiller, and his opponent. Spawning on the eastern position of the Shattered Temples is going to be our red Terran player, oGsSuperNova. And kind of funny, because this is the same exact positions that went down in Antigua Shipyard. So I find it funny, because if I remember right, Killer is from Europe. And I do know Supernova is from Korea, so it's kind of like a east versus west, but to the extreme, to the point where the far eastern country of Korea is going up, is on the eastern. The player that's from the far east country of Korea is always going to spawn on the eastern position, and the player from Europe, which is considered the Western world, at least in Korea and Japan. I don't know about. I don't know like if we actually call it the Western part of the world, but the western part of the world, at least to Koreans, Japanese, and Chinese, and kind of to myself. I'm kind of rambling, aren't I? dKiller, so I find this funny that it's just like that. And as you can see, the barracks going down at the 12 supply mark for Supernova. Would not be surprised to see a 15 hatch come out for Killer, because again, standard play from Zerg. This I don't know about TVZ, but I do know in other games you usually wait to get that barracks down. I wouldn't be surprised if it does come up at 12. Excuse me. I wouldn't be surprised if the barracks does come up at 12 for the for TVZ, just so that way you have access to the you have access to, well, not really access, but you are getting your wall up nice and fast. And Supernova going gas first before expansion. This isn't going to be a gasless expo. 15 hatch did go down, so my prediction was right. Now what's going to happen in this game, I feel that he did go gas first, and he he has nothing to spend it on. He doesn't have 2 gas. He does have enough for a reactor though. So what I think is going to happen is that Supernova is going to save his gas up to 150 and save some minerals as well. He is only getting a single marine. His orbital command is finishing, so the meals will be able to be called down, and he's gonna bank his gas up to 150, and from there, well, he's gonna bank his gas up to 100, and then he's gonna build a factory, and then we'll see the reactor come out, as you can see right there going down. Now, aha, magic. Kind of a bluff bunker rush here coming up for Supernova. Of course, there's no way that this bunker could really finish, especially when Killer was able to see it so fast, and Supernova trying to take out that drone with the gold. It's like, no, that gold is bad, you cannot have it. And the SCV just still being persistent. Second Marine coming in, he sees that, he's like, oh crap, man. And 6 lings are being produced as a result. The 2 queens are on their way as well, so it looks like these Marines are going to get cleaned up. Marines aren't attacking the lings, so it looks like none of the lings are going to go down. This one did take a little damage, but not too much. Don't think he succeeded in killing. He only killed 1 drone, so not exactly successful for going to that massive drone kill, deny the expansion kind of play, which bunker play usually is. But when it's usually only on a 2 racks that you'll see that. Tech Lab coming down for the barracks. No starport is coming in, so it's not going to be the same build as last game that Supernova is using. He's just going to do a reactored Hellion, do that kind of indirect wall off, so to say. Over here, he's going to deny the creep tumors from spreading, as well as conceding map control to the lings. That's kind of what these Hellions are usually used for, and most of the time you see 4 made. And Killer is just drawing up from here. Spinecrawler is on its way. Not surprised at all to see that he's putting that Spinecrawler down, because usually you have to. And the Hellions just going back and forth. Little micro fun coming up. They're gonna try and get to the main. No, there are 5 lings ready. Now 7. I don't know where the other one is, but now that the 4 Hellions are forward, almost taking out that tumor. Surprisingly not. Ooh, gonna take out that tumor. No. Man, that sucked. Look at that tumor. It sucked to be that guy. Just shooting out blood and everything. Wouldn't it die of blood loss eventually? Oh, God, that's painful. And then it's forced to reproduce while in so much cataclysmic pain. Oh, man. Sucks to be a Zerg building or unit. Oh, God, that's just disgusting. Dignitas Killer going to start working on his rock so he can get that fast third. It's always nice to do. Shattered Temples is a little harder to get that fast third because, you know, the gold is blocked off by rocks as well as the safe third. You could always go for this one, but that's not exactly safe. Since Supernova is getting his expansion nice and saturated, he's going to start making a wall here with supply depots, maybe a barracks, and definitely a bunker in there. Baneling Nest on its way for Killer. I like that because last game he didn't get that Baneling Nest early at all. The reactor coming down on this factory just for that starport. We're going to see stim finish and then probably a factory transfer to the tech lab so we can start getting those tanks out. Marine's going to take out that Overlord. Poor Overlord never stood a chance. Bunker coming up here for Supernova, and this is kind of nice about the other races that Zerg doesn't have, is that they don't have to do a full wall off against Zerg. They can do this partial wall off and make it really hard for, like, if the Lings decide to run by, they're going to have to go all the way around here, and, you know, they're being exposed to that bunker shooting just as much as possible. I like this what Killer's doing. He's just slowly moving his spine crawlers ahead, then putting creep tumors down. Banelin's being morphed over here for Killer as well, and the Spire on its way. So looks like Killer's going to be sticking to that all-time favorite Zergling Baneling Mutalisk play that is very, very powerful against Terran. I hate when I see that because it scares the living crap out of me. Just the because of course when I see it used, it usually doesn't really work against. It usually doesn't work up to maximum efficiency just because the players, they don't really. I don't want to say they don't understand the micro. If they do understand the micro, they just can't really effectively use it. And there's going to be a drop over here, 2 medevacs with 17 Marines gonna come here and do some elevator action with these Hellions. Are going to be able to provide like some backup play. And this medevac going to drop the Hellions in. The Spinecrawler being burrowed. 3 Queens already in. The stim for the Marines coming close, or coming up, and oh man, the Banelings take out a nice amount of those Marines and all the Hellions as well. As we can see, the wheels just lying around there. He could probably go for some more harass with that drop just because there's no more Banelings out, but 7 Mutalisks are on the way. Centrifugal Hooks just finishing up now, and the third about to finish for the Killer as well. And the drop is going to start coming down The Spinecrawlers are already there and immediately focus down that Baneling. I like that a lot. Now the Mutalisks are going to be revealed here for Killer, and at what cost? Not much, because, well, actually a lot of these Mutalisks are going to be taken out. Jeez, the head of that thing went flying. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh man, the head of that Mutalisk just went completely flying. Now you can see there's a nice little small force. About 5 Mutalisks going to come forward and going to try and clean up these Marines, but no, decided against it. And the portraits are gone for me for some reason. Don't know why. Interesting. The Marines look like they're going to start getting that gold ready to go here for Killer. Or no, not for Killer, for Supernova. The Lings are going to go back and start hacking away at these rocks. Yeah, that's what's going on right now. That drop's still hanging out there. They're like, the medevac is actually yelling at the Marines, like, "Come on, get back in, get back in." And the Marines are like, "No, this is safe. It's safe up here." And I can't blame them. Zerg pretty freaking scary. If I saw one of these in real life, I would probably scream like a little girl, then run into my basement and hide. Probably cry as well. Everything's going to be cleaned up from right there, so the Marines' little plan to, whoopsies, the Marines' little plan to stay safe didn't exactly work out for them because of Mutalisks. They kind of forgot that Mutalisks can shoot at high platforms. The tank's going to siege up right now. Surprisingly, no armory coming up here for Supernova, so he's not going to be looking to get those Thors anytime soon. Looks like he's not really treating the Mutalisks as a threat, or he just feels that he can easily control them with Marines. And now Mutalisks versus Marines coming in here. The Lings decide not to go. Well, they're going to be drawn into the siege tank fire. And level 1 flyer attack for Killer is finished now, and 5 more Mutalisks are being added. This army is just going to, by the looks of it, fall back for now. And the Mutalisk's going to catch that drop out of place. 8 Marines for free. Always the best kind of Marines are free Marines. single missile turret right here, and then there's that one. So if these Mulisks are put in the right position, they are going to be out of range of this missile turret. They're easily going to take that out. And now Mastery Pair is going to get ready for that one. And now the Mulisks kind of just, you know, live on. They're going to have that total dominance of the air. Marines are going to stim right in, try and take them out. But I don't even think a single Muta was killed in that engagement at all. So you can see, no, there wasn't. Not a single Muta was killed. And all through the sky, everything was still. I'm trying to like do the Christmas story thing, but I don't know how it really goes. So that Marine is going to be cleaned up quite easily. 2 Evo chambers on the way, as you see. Bam, bam. And that's just going to start mass upgrade for the Lings. This drop over here going to be cleaned up quite quickly for Killer. This is really nice. He's staying on top of those drops a lot better than what he was last game. And yeah, that's what's going on here. There's a drop on its way over here. Don't know why Killer was, well, Killer was bringing his Lings up here, but then I was about to say, dang, sick game sense, bro. And he decides not to. And these Marines, I think, might have been forgotten until a bit more. Marines coming forward, going to do some creep sweep. And the Marine's going to stim into the mineral line. Going to start doing some stutter step, take out that queen with ease. Going to start taking out quite a bit of drones, maybe even the third. It's completely not challenged at all. And now the Mutalisks, well, no, those Mutalisks were just hatched. But the Lings are going to come and get the surround on the Marines and cleaned up quite nicely. Baneling's not even being used. Mutalisks coming into the mineral line of Supernova. Going to be able to actually bypass those turrets. He found a nice little hole there. Or he just kamikazed right in. Couple going down. The armory was just about to finish, but he kills the SCV that was making it. That's really annoying. I hate when that happens. And 1-1 melee and carapace on their way. I like to see these Lings frolicking happily in the meadow of the back of Killer's base that hasn't been assimilated into creep yet. And some Marines going forward, actually the entire army, no, just a handful of Marines, actually not a handful, but quite a bit of Marines coming forward. Baneling's going to come in, and as well as the Mutalisks, but decide not to because they did get into that siege tank line, or the beginning of that siege tank line. So it seems like there's kind of a pretty small army between these players if we look. It's 47 SCVs to 60 drones, 61 drones. Man, mules are just ridiculous, I think. It's probably because there's mules on this gold, and yeah, it's because there's mules on the gold. Don't worry, guys, that's being actually nerfed. Mule's going to decide, no, I don't feel like killing those guys. So what I mean by mules being nerfed is that what's going to happen is, and what I mean by nerfed is that they're going to be, they're you know, when you have a drone, a probe, or an SCV on a gold, they mine 7, but mules actually mine additional, which is pretty freaking crazy. As you can see that drop easily. Holy crap, it's just like the Muta's going around and like, oh hey, there's a drop, bam, dead. Hey, okay, there we go. And Marines and Lings with Banelings just playing a little dance with these Marines, and that's a dance a Marine never would want to play, or never would want to, you know, have, is with Banelings, because I get the feeling if you step on their feet, they'll get really angry and just explode. Now there's a nice amount of missile turrets over here in this base, so it looks like this mineral line is going to be a little harder to break or easily defended. No, actually there's so many Mutalisks, and everything is going to, all those mineral lines are going to be cleaned up, or all those missile turrets are going to be cleaned up really easily. Supernova not really responding as fast as he probably should be. As you can see, the Mutas are going to go into the second mineral line, which is completely undefended. Just supply depots and Marines in that base. This third is not established, and we can see that the Marines and tanks are getting ready to siege up this gold, and might go down. There's no response here from Killer. A lot of Banelings being made, 18 Banelings, the first infestor on its way, level 2 melee and carapace on their way. I'm surprised the Mutas aren't trying to take out these tanks at all, because these tanks back here are pretty well exposed. With the amount of Mutalisks that are on the field, which is 24, they'd be able to clean up those Marines quite easily, but instead they decide to take out the gold. You know, gold for gold, I say, as well as quite a handful of SCVs. As we can see, 64 SCVs killed to 23 of Supernovas. And this army being really annoying, slowly moving forward. Fungal growth's going down, revealing those infestors, but of course one would have to assume that infestors are already there, and the Mutalisks trying to come up to a flanking maneuver for the tanks, but the Marines catching wind of it quite quickly. I wonder what these Marines are at. They're 1-1 Marines to... What was that? Oh god, what? That sucks. Sucks to be a larva. Without creep, you explode. I don't know why. I don't know who or like why the Overmind decided to, you know, assimilate explosion into evolution of the Zerg. Nice fungal growth going there down on the Marines. The rest are gonna be able to clean up. And yeah, Killer, despite you know, being sieged right now, he's doing actually pretty well. I'd say he does have 47 drones to 18 SCVs, and he is ahead mining, even though the gold is ready. It is up for Supernova. He reestablished the gold with what he was going to use for over here. He was going to use the command center over here, decided to use that on the gold, and another hatchery coming up, which is going to be the macro hatch. And here comes the engagement. The Baling's going off on everything. They go off on the tanks and the Marines and clean it all up. Holy crap, Dignitas Killer is just killing right now, living up to his name against Supernova. And all three of these tanks are going to go down for free. That's never good when 3 tanks die for free. Holy crap, this is not looking good for Supernova at all now. And Marines are just coming over there trying to defend by the looks of it. Just make sure they can defend the gold, because that's really what's going to be able to keep Supernova alive now. The Marines getting hit by some lings right there. 5 infestors on the way, and the gold is being reestablished. 11 Balings being morphed right now. And these are 2-2 on these lings over here. They're going to get into those Marines there. As you see, the Marines trying to split and stem away. The planetary fortress is not finished, but there's too many Mutalisks, and looks like Supernova is going to have to GG out of this game. I'm pretty sure bunker back there is going to stop them from going, and cancels the planetary fortress, lifts it, but GG comes out from Supernova. Nice for Killer, being able to take out a player like Supernova, at least get a game off him. We'll see what happens in the next game, actually. Let's see if Killer can actually keep this momentum going, or was Supernova just being nice to Killer and letting him win a game, you know, just like, oh, I feel bad for you, foreigner, so I think I'll just, you know, let you win one, just so you don't feel too bad about yourself, because, you know, I am Korean and everything. So my name is Nerdcraft. Please subscribe to my channel so make sure you can get to these games nice and easy. Stick around for game number 3. Score is currently 1-1.